Den dag kommer aldrig att det glömmer.
Hello everyone, this is Fantastic Worlds. Welcome you back to Lovecraft Country and Draugen. Okay, so after the revelation of what happened at the end of the last episode, I'm going to do something a little unusual here. Rather than try to intersperse the explanation of what I think happened, I'm going to do a quick recap of what I think up to this point is going on with Lissie. Now, if you haven't seen the previous two episodes, obviously spoilers, you should really hit that link up there on the upper right and start the playlist at the beginning. But for the rest of you, I'm going to flash on a timestamp, and the timestamp is going to indicate when the actual playing of the game occurs. So I'm probably going to take about 5 minutes to go over what I think so far is going on. Now, you're all here? Okay, cool. Lissie. What is Lissie? Okay, so the most obvious explanation of what Lissie is, the ability to appear and disappear, would be that she is a hallucination of good Edward. Because Edward, well, there's a trope for this, these projected images of people's subconscious, which torment them throughout the game, that, we're kind of accustomed to. But there's a couple problems with that. First of all, the end of episode 1. At the end of day 1 on episode 1, when Edward went to bed, all of the curtains were closed, but when he woke up, all the curtains were opened. That means that whatever Lissie is, she's capable of affecting physical objects. She also, in the very first scene, touches the water, you hear the water react, and she complains about how cold it is, indicating that she does take on physical form. So therefore, you have to establish that Lissie has a separate existence from Edward. So therefore, what is she? Now, there is a concept in early Judaic mysticism known as the adversary, the Satan. Yes, that is where the word Satan will come from, but at this period in time, the adversary was considered the spiritual quality assurance tester, is the best way of putting it. The legend kind of goes that the great creator, whatever you want to envision them as, one realized that when they're setting out creating things that there might be problems and wanted to have a way to kind of anticipate those problems or have them pointed out so that they could be fixed. So basically he gave life to his reflection as his opposite, as his adversary, and in the beginning there's no such thing as outright conflict between two. It was more like two old friends debating on whether what we should do or not do something. If any of you have ever seen rabbis debate, you can probably get an idea what that was probably like. Imams too, probably, because the cultures are relatively simple. The spiritual cultures have some similarities. But the thing is that over time, as creation grew more complex, more and more entities came in, and the concept, the adversary, became spread across multiple entities and concepts. Yeah, you got people that were doing bad things on purpose, not just because they made a mistake, and therefore the adversary had to become more strict. It had to become more punishing. Now, you have to understand, as an aspect of divinity, the adversary is being inspired out of love, which sounds a little odd, considering the usual visions of the adversary being demons and hell. But the truth being is that the adversary is supposed to be, as they say in the Kabbalah, the pillar of severity, sometimes represented by Saturn astrologically, which it is the corrective force that pushes you back towards the straight and narrow, and as you push up against it, gets more and more aggressive, till the point where at a certain point they just might decide, you know what, you're done. Let's recycle you and start over again. So, what is Lissie? Lissie is probably the adversary to Edward. Now, in the end of episode 2 there, we noticed that she mimed falling off the roof. Some of you who are really good anime nerds might actually remember about 20 years ago. God, it's been so long. There was a anime, I believe it called Memory Rose. I'd have to look it up. If I get it wrong, I'll put the title up on the screen here. But that one had in sort of a sci-fi version of Purgatory, had one person continuously seeing their daughter fall from the roof. My guess is that Alice, as he refers to her in that scene, was a girl, his sister, who fell through the roof and died. Now, the question is, was Alice Elizabeth? I mean, we have no actual proof that Elizabeth exists other than his clothing, which could be an actual hallucination, or it could be that this isn't actually a terrestrial world. We'll get into that later. But we have no proof. The extra material, remember that book we went up to and saw in the second level that showed that the his sister Elizabeth had never arrived, that's optional material. The game will not point you to it. In fact, I want to go back and see if I can go past where we picked up the corpse and see where the path goes to anywhere. But so there seems to be more things you can investigate. But the question now being is, did Alice, because Alice and Elizabeth are a lot alike, did Alice die? He created Elizabeth in a fugue state, and for some reason decided she came to Graavik. That's the weird part. Why would he randomly pick a hamlet nobody's ever heard of in a country that doesn't exist and is difficult to get to? Which again makes it to the second point that Graavik is either like Silent Hill and it calls people in the material plane to have a spiritual setting, because we don't know if Lissie didn't show up prior to the events of being in the things, or whether he is in a spiritual realm such as purgatory. Now, you can be alive and body in a coma and in a spiritual plane, or if you're a spiritual occultist, which Edward might be given his understanding of both philosophy and religion, and being so in a spirit journey. In which case, if he's got some gnawing concept like this, he might be drawn into essentially purgatory, essentially the state he's in now, and mind creates the narrative to keep him there. In other words, the entire point of Lissie is trying to snap Edward out of the delusions that keep him locked into his purgatory state, as it were, in Graavik. Now, the thing is, the mention of a curse and such also says it could be a physical plane with supernatural properties like Silent Hill is in. Yeah, the location of Silent Hill is kind of funny. It's not Centralia, Pennsylvania. That's that was made up by the film. The actual original canon explanations in New England, which Stephen King. I actually think it's probably more in California myself, but hey, to each their own. In any case, now that we've gotten that particular rant over what Lissie is, let's go see what the game says and see how right I was. I've been told that the ending is ambiguous and sometimes frustrating so we may not have any absolute answers, but we will continue to search for them. Let us continue. All right, day 4. Let's go see what Lissie, quotation marks can't be seen without a camera, that I'm making, is up to.
Wake up, Edward.
I see we haven't gone back to the original form. Also a little irritated. Could we lose the wings? Oh, God.
Stop hiding.
You thought he left the demons behind him in the Gentile prison, but they'd come with him.
Where you go, we go, Edward. You cannot hide from us.
The adversary.
Where's Lissie?
Alice is not here.
Bring her back. Please. I need her.
Alice does not love Elizabeth like you do.
Ah, so they are
loves
separate.
me.
Not like I do, Edward.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so tired. Please.
What do you want?
I think of you so often. You have no idea.
You just want me to forgive you so that we can keep looking for your precious, perfect Betty.
She needs us.
She never needed you, Teddy Bear. And she certainly doesn't need us.
I can't find her on my own.
Well, it's just too bad, my darling Edward. Because we're done playing second fiddle to little sis.
There we go.
Don't go. I'm talking to
Well,
you.
okay, so Lizzie's a shade. All right, so this is us. All right, so this means that the entity that was the adversary, there's been quite a speculation that angelic hosts of particular powers, because there's more than one, may have a system of a group mind. They're obviously ones that control the dead, which is adversarial because they're considered the underworld. So we're going to go with that theory. For now, however, let's go through our own created hell. So Lizzie's a shade of the dead Alice. Alice has died at that age and was the middle sister between Edward and Elizabeth. So now we got that one done. Let's go see how freaked out. Ooh, we can't even use this anymore. All right, cool. We've already done this. And we're not going to fondle the picture, which is good. All right. The question is, she does try to get us to look out the mystery. Why would she do that? I think it's because she's trying to drag Edward out of this depressive spiral. I'll talk to her in a second. But yeah, it looks like we don't have anything to interact with. It's also dawn.
Listen. Please. Lissie, you can't keep vanishing on
You
me.
can, actually.
Try me.
Why are you so angry?
You do not know anger, Edward.
Did you ever meet my father?
Alice does not want to speak with you.
Then what about you? Are you going to help me?
God helps those who help themselves.
I don't need God's help. I need Lissie.
Do you, though? Did you ever?
What? Of course,
Man, this is a fucked up family drama. Okay, so I believe that is also the same voice actress doing Lissie, so take that as you will. Technically, shades may be separate from the soul. In other words, the identity of a person can be separated from the soul after death, according to some sources. Again, I'm not going to be naming names here. In any case, and therefore, you can actually activate... Oh, wait, no, this is the actual bedroom. Ah, well. Alright, yeah, like I said, we're going to be messing around as much as we can because it's obvious there's extra stuff. We might have missed it already. You never know. Hey, look, we can actually jog while we're here. Yeah, it's going to definitely plot related. Oh, look. Wonder who did the paintings. It's probably, however, not the actual people who's missing, but their parents or something like that. Why did we not use this place? Seriously. Oh, God knows how long it's been here, though. It could be kind of musty. There's an irony to you that somehow couches... The couch system, must on couches isn't as bad for some reason. Why is that? Maybe they air out more? Maybe they usually have more air circulation? And oh my... Okay, so... Yeah, do you see a sun? I mean, we could theoretically say that's the sun behind the clouds, but... Yeah, the whole purgatory thing's kind of working out here for us. I mean, at least it's not the Silent Hill Dark World. We have the industrial... Of course, industrial music hasn't been invented in 1930. I guess it's the only thing saving us. It was like the 1895 Silent Hill, which does exist, by the way, called Old Sins, graphic novel, have... did it have the whole metal grating that hadn't been invented yet? Okay, so... Oh my god, can you imagine? Yeah, it's definitely purgatory. There's no maggots on that thing. See what she's really saying? She refuses to listen.
Alice, don't go.
Why shouldn't she?
Hear me out. I depend on you both.
You can never depend on other people, Edward.
I'm not sure you count as other people.
Everyone leaves, one way or another.
They're playing Fantasy of
You
Death.
don't. You can't.
Is that a challenge?
Stop playing games.
Are you ordering me, teddy bear?
I'm asking you.
Didn't your father always tell you to stand up for yourself? To be a real man and not a sissy? Maybe that's why he put the gun to his head and pulled the trigger. Kaboom!
Well, we're getting
He was
salty.
so disappointed about what his only son had turned into.
You're a monster.
Takes one to know one. Old fruit.
Yeah, we're definitely messing with his psychosis here. Yeah, okay, so is Edward alive or dead? Purgatory is a state of being. You don't necessarily have to be in dead to be in that state. Alright, so apparently we're in Eternal Twilights. This is probably the equivalent. Of that. Okay, so we need to do... We're not leaving? Ah, for crying out loud. Where are we going now? Back here, upstairs, what's going on? Oh, wait.
Lissie? Lissie.
The locate button doesn't work. I didn't think so. I don't think she's talking to us, but yeah, I guess we need to track her down. Oh, notice that she was kind enough to light the candles. Again, now this is a spiritual realm, or she can...
I gave you this jacket. Betty.
Was that there before? Probably not. It's one of those things you can walk by 100 times.
You were here.
Again, the animation budget. Alright, so let's go to the scripting. Anything past that point in the path that we were at yesterday, we may not be able to get to it. Alright, just do your thing, man. Okay, so apparently we can't do that yet. I'd like to point out she's not out there running around without outerwear, okay? We're going to be able to go leave now. Did we do all our accomplished goals? We did. Apparently we're supposed to give her her jacket back. Nope. Nope. This is increasing the odds that this is a purgatory class event in a spiritual realm. Alright, so we have that. So why aren't you taking that jacket? She's not here. I guess we're playing hide and seek with her. It's the kids' room. Probably gonna try to get us back onto the mystery. No? Oh.
Alice, be reasonable.
I like how it's actually saying
I'm trying to talk to you.
what he's really thinking.
Lissie, I'm tired of chasing you. Lissie, look. Her jacket.
You just materialized
Sure, it
that.
wasn't here yesterday, which
Jesus
means
Christ,
Betty was
Teddy.
here. Perhaps when we were out yesterday.
Betty,
She must have...
Betty.
Really?
You love Betty more than you love us. But don't you see?
You're dead.
What has Betty done that we haven't? What can she do that
We
we cannot? We've always been there for you. Why do you keep looking for her?
She's real. You're not.
So?
What? You decide what is real. We are real to you.
It will never be the same.
You actually hear the marble. Alright. There's that.
She does not want you.
Which one?
Why do you think Betty left? She was sick and tired of us. She wanted to escape.
Like mother.
Drowning herself because she couldn't stand being around us.
Well, this is a great family.
Like father.
Bang! Right in the coconut.
Stop.
You drive them all away, Edward. All into death.
Fight me.
Not us. We're always
This is
here
getting
for
more
us.
sis.
You are never alone.
Even when you want to be.
Leave me alone, both of you.
You want to be alone?
You really want to be alone?
Fine. You're alone.
For good.
Well, that's done. Okay, can we...
Lissie,
No. Dude,
come back. Please.
bite me in that regard. We got mystery to solve. Are we allowed to leave now? Alright, finally. There we go. Okay. That really does... Alright, so this is actually getting more sinister. If it is an adversarial entity, the question is... What
Lissie!
Really? What exactly is the point? We, therefore a group mind. Therefore, Lissie, Alice, is part of a group mind. Now the question being... Did we do something? I am not alone. Everything changes again. So, yeah, that was apparently we fainted, which is you know, Lovecraftian protagonist standard. It's a good trope to go with if you're doing this sort of thing, is just faint from the revelation. We're not going to end up in industrialized hell, are we?
Betty?
The question is, did we just have a dream? Because we didn't do that. Alright, so we are increasing the odds of this being, of course...
Are you upstairs?
We're calling for Betty. Yeah, there is no hell like being alone. I got it, right? Well, still look at that, got that haunted look. Because we are literally haunted. So, okay, so the group mind entities are using the image of the dead sister in order to be able to entice him to remain with them. Again, since we might be in a universe of one, by torturing ourselves here, always check everything, just in case. That's useful, but... Can't even get... I mean, they won't even let me have my day off. God, eternal spiritual torment, just... It's so annoying. Ah, so we get to see that. The door's going to open on us. I get it. Every time I enter a room it doesn't want me to be in, it says this, but yeah. The treasure's still here. So, yeah. So, are we sure that it's Edward that drove the family to death, or has this entity been consuming his family? Interesting thought.
Betty? Betty! Are you in there? Open the door!
Key search, I guess.
I'm coming in!
Or
Stand away from the door!
we do what we should have done 4 days ago. Dude, you're like... So you can't walk up a hill. Excuse me? Minmir? No, that's the wrong one. Thought. Minmir's the head.
Betty?
Well...
No! No, 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 no! Oh.
Look, yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so we found out who buried all the graves.
I thought it was you, Betty. But who?
Probably the wife, right?
Anna.
Yeah, the one who wrote the letters. The one who wrote the book we were doing as well. Alright, so time to do our investigation here. She's no visible wounds. Can't go to the body, however. No visible blood from any form. That thing, the odds are it's poison. Which you'd have access to. Note. Probably. But yeah. So they broke in. We'll get there in a moment. Let's do the note first.
It's from Johann. Addressed to his wife.
Okay. Let's be
Did you
pedantic.
notice the handwriting, Betty? It was clearly distraught.
Alright, we're totally crazy at this point.
Knock, ere knock. Enough is enough. After decades of strife, I pray that God will... Tilly, forgive me. I am tired of secrets. For 20 years, I've kept my silence about our discovery, but my silence has only led to misfortune, and my cowardice has only led to death.
Deathbed confession?
I will make Frederick pay for what he has done to us, for what they have done to our Ruth.
So what's the secret?
When it
Anna?
is over, I will let the ocean take me to you and Ruth. May God forgive me.
Okay, she was dead. Anna,
Anna was already dead when he
Okay.
wrote this.
you want to do it?
He had no one else to confess to.
This
What
is...
now, Betty? Johann went to confront his brother, probably at Frederick's farm. And then?
One killed the other. Alright, so let's pick up the lighter. We'll probably need that for later. So, and if successful, he probably was. We don't know where Frederick is, so he probably killed Frederick and then himself. Yeah. We're going to have a content warning.
You said this was a gift from another unlucky suitor.
Betty, she would not leave this here by accident. She knows lighter's precious to Elizabeth and got a sentimental value.
It was precious to you. You wouldn't have left it here unless... a signpost. A breadcrumb.
So I'm guessing that choice makes no difference, really. Alright, so... We're
You
not
followed Johann to Frederick Fretland's farm, and then to the mine.
Okay. Farm.
You wouldn't let this go, Betty. You'd follow your story to the end. All the way to the end.
Let me see the farm. Yeah, this is not going to end well for anyone. Okay, so the group mind could be a metaphysical.
So where is Frederick's farm?
I don't know. I'm going to wander around a bit. Guess that's probably it over there. in that direction. And this is Silent Hill. No snow is actually collecting, and it's actually too warm for snow. So yeah, ash falling. This is the same universe as Silent Hill, just happened to find another hole in reality. Let's head over by the store, because that was, if I believe correctly, journal. Right. Oh, good. Yep, we need to head directly straight. Hit the and you go, yeah, you can, oh god, why am I pointing to the screen? You can't see that. We're gonna go over where the cross is over there, where we found the body. Betty, question mark. In that direction. We'll go that way, eventually. Like I said. Let's take their scenic route. Because after all, why would they make all this scenery if it didn't want to take the scenic route? Like I said about, you know, the world itself too. Just too much in a rush these days. Oops. Yeah, well, you know, it's the Silent Hill BM fog that's getting in the way here. Guess that's not it. Wrong direction. It's supposed to be this way. Huh. Oh, we do have to go to the shore, apparently. Then take a right. Alright, there we go. Wait, did we get turned around here? Okay, so, yeah. Oh, we can't. Won't let us climb up. No prompts. Okay, so welcome to the railroad. We'll never find out what's behind that section, unfortunately. I guess we're not meant to. Probably doesn't even exist. Okay, so let's get the whole Silent Hill shtick going here. Probably end up in the mine eventually, but I want to see the carnage first. The discovery 20 years ago. What was that discovery, do you think? Wait, we're lost again. Uh-huh. Missed the turn. Yeah, you can do that in the fog. Interesting. I would just leave the hay there, and why isn't it moldy? Yeah, where is...
What led you to this place? We should check out the other buildings first. Before we advance the plot. Probably can't get into a bunch of them. Ooh, I didn't even realize you could do that. Alright, cool, cool. Do some aimlessness. I like a little aimlessness. We all like a little aimlessness now and then. Alright, so nothing here except a possibly random manhire. Okay, and... not functioning boat, apparently, because we don't make any comment about it. Yeah, and some of this stuff doesn't have moss in it, so again... Are they not gone that long? Under progress, we can do something else. Alright, so we'll take a quick look down here. Alright, can't go any further in that direction. I'm actually considering whether or not the group mind is trying to absorb Edward. No flashlight. Because that would actually make sense to some degree, that they're trying to break down his will. Maybe the whole... Let's see. Okay, we'll head back up to this. There's a bunch of houses in the center there. Break down his will so he can be better absorbed. And they're either have, or pretending to have, his sister among them. Pretty standard tactic, I suppose.
Bit creepy. We will always be with you. You are not alone. Okay, so now we're going to be talking to our dead sister instead. But yeah, let's see if we can... Can't do it. Oh. Sucketh. My sucketh runneth over. Can't go over a freaking set foot of stone. Huh? Alright, so I guess we are just freaking being fully railroaded at this point. You know, I just wanted to check. But yeah. Oh. Mine it is. Technically, since I'm the only one live here, it's my mine. Mine. Anyways. That was terrible. Spiritual Borg after us. I guess this is what we're doing. Do note one bad mistake, like with like a...
All these fragments. You would piece them together into a story, wouldn't you, Betty?
Betty.
So, what do we know?
Got rid of all two brothers, separate but equal. Or two brothers equal but separate.
Johann and Frederick are partners. And on good terms. But something happens in the mine. Disagreements lead to a falling out. And at the end of it all, 20 years later, Johann walks this path to confront Frederick.
There's the buildings. We'll hit the mine later.
Was this your doing, Johann? Did you burn your brother's farm to the ground?
Probably. This is what vengeance
And
does.
where were you, Betty? Did you witness their fall?
Check the zone out first over here. Nope, we're not going there. Die. See, if you keep them off the ground like this, they're less likely going to rot on you. I know where they want me to go. I was going to say, I thought there was like a clipping issue and it was hovering in air, but now it's kicked to the building. Alright, so yeah, let's go poke around in the ruins, shall we? I'll be with you in a moment. Up. No. Like I said, it's just a lot of this seems like Walking Simulator. Okay, finally. Right, cool. Ahaha.
What do you reckon, Betty?
Mine opening. Well, you know, I guess we don't do a puzzle. Okay, so we do a puzzle. I've got to find out whatever it is. So let's go. Date death. That's what it is. Alright, so let's go, let's go find the headstone again, shall we? Figure I'd lose it. Oh, God. Spiritual realm has bad lighting. And so it's this, and yeah, it should be over here then. Let's go. Alright. Margaret Bretland. Okay, so that's 184512. 909. Let's do this one over here. Probably I'm going to guess it's Simon Fretland. That's right, the guy died in the mine.
Simon's grave.
Right, this is probably it.
Born December 5th, 1909. Died September 17th, 1923.
14, which at this age,
The safe. Frederick would choose numbers that meant something to him.
not really gonna make it.
Why bury Simon here and not at the cemetery?
That is a point.
His wife's grave is also here. Perhaps Frederick wanted nothing to do with the church, or with their god.
Well, the hell with speculation.
I could really use your imagination, Betty. You'd figure this out in no time.
I'm really gonna start suspecting whether Betty exists, or it's just an alternate identity of him. Yeah, we're kind of deep in the weeds here, psychologically. But then, so is Simon. Okay, let's knock this out. Pretty much told us it's going to be Simon's birthday.
Let's try Simon's birthday.
There we go. That's a remarkably unburned
Another
interior.
Viking artifact, Betty. Most likely from the same treasure Ruth found.
Would it be worth killing for? Let's find out.
Postmarked in
22.
Boston. That's a curious coincidence.
Wait, she actually was here?
Dear Frederick, I hope this letter, it's in English, Betty. Hope this letter finds you and the boy in good health. We're concerned about you both. No word from you for almost 2 years now. All of us still heartbroken about Margaret's passing. We know things have been difficult for you and Simon.
So the mother dies first. I might be able to read the rest of it in our journal after this.
Mr. Fretland, we expect you to take care of this problem. If the discovery is made public, the authorities will intervene and the mine will be shut down.
Could have been the artifacts.
Should this happen, we will consider it a breach of our contract, and we will withdraw our investment. You and your brother will be responsible for all debts and losses.
Typical bank.
Johann must be convinced to wall up the chamber. We have already dealt with the worker who made the discovery.
Really? We're assassinating peeps at this point? Or whatever say.
Fretland Mining Company.
Okay, that would have forced us to come here.
This unlocks.
No idea. We're done here.
You went to the mine. I hope our guardian angel watched over you.
I don't know, our Darn Angel's kind of a dick.
All right, Betty. So what happens next in your story? Johann and Frederick discover something in the mine. A cave or chamber of archaeological value. They argue about what to do. If the discovery is made public, it's the end of their enterprise. Johann is convinced or paid to walk away. Their secret stays hidden. Then, a few months later, the accident. 3 men die. The investors pull out. The mine shuts down. Frederick's up to his neck in debt.
Just following tracks. They're obviously going to lead to the mine. Alright, let's do this. Wait. Where is that? That's just the safe, isn't it? Ah, the mining company. Alright, we're in. Wood's in good condition. We might probably need those. Alright, so 3 things to check out. Let's check out we're in.
Cursed mine in Graavik.
Are we?
Locals struggle with bad crops and livestock deaths and blame it on... They thought they were cursed because of the mine.
Okay.
A thing like that becomes self-fulfilling. If you believe you're cursed, every misfortune feeds the delusion.
Okay. Let's check, however. Can't check the journal, so let's hope you can see the whole picture, but yeah. Alright, cool. Let's climb in that direction. Alright. Not sure why we can't just walk around it.
So, 20 years pass.
Feud. Curse. Do the curse.
Fretland feud tears the village apart, setting neighbor against neighbor. And then, Ruth stumbles across the secret in the mine. After all this time, the truth may finally come to light, but she dies. And the day after, Simon is murdered.
The bank killer? Just curious. So that's it. Barbed wire. You have to come through this way.
It's a catalyst. Old grievances resurface. No matter who you stand with, you're a traitor.
Sounds logical.
Things escalate. More people die. From disease, despair, suicides, murder.
And possibly. Yeah, just don't twist your ankle, you're effed. Still waiting to, like, Lissie to pop up like the Joker does in Arkham City. We pull ourselves up. That happens, by the way, spoiler.
All because of the mine. Because of what they found there. And what they covered up.
Well, let's go check out
There's
the
no one to
curse.
Stop it, Betty. They were alone. That's the real curse of Graavik. Isolation.
Well, yeah, being on kind of sucks. So, parents were driven to suicide. Might have imagined his sister. Might not have. Little sister died from the roof. God. And you've been chilling with way too much in metaphysics. That was a lot in Lovecraftian worlds. This is really light on the cosmic horror, though. Okay, so it's not the same picture. I mean, same key, as it were. Okay, so I'm missing something here. Ah, here it is.
This place is cursed. Ridiculous.
I'll have to go find out. Now I can do it. Doll's head. We saw the headless doll earlier.
Ruth was here the day she fell.
Ah. Searching for something that's desolate hole on the mountain. Looking for something that was never there.
You were here, Betty.
There are truth I haven't been
You
grasping.
saw Ruth. Maybe you tried to help, but
Interesting theory.
she ran. All the way to the cliff where...
That makes no sense. She ran through town.
You know what happened, Betty? Did you witness it?
Pop this baby open. All right, let's go get eaten.
Hello? Betty, are you in there? Please
Yeah.
answer me.
Silent Hill. It's snowing inside. Yeah. We are not in the material plane. You see what's happening? You can actually see the astral light leaking through at this point. It's breaking up. So the entity was the one that was keeping this purgatory state going, and it's dissolving around us. The question is, are we going to sink into a void, or is reality itself going to recondition, or are we just going to disappear and never to be seen again? Ooh, hear the clicking. That clicking? Those are kobolds. The original ones, not the ones who are in D&D. They have only like 2 hit points apiece. These are the ones who the actual... Did I see movement? Huh. That's just a growth, but yeah. Or possibly a raven. But yeah, they actually wander about, and they do this tapping to warn miners in Welsh mythology, I think, if that's the giant's about to collapse. Could just be a way to figure out to tell people to listen for that, so the strata of the rock is shifting. You better look out. You hear that. Okay, so we got this thing again.
Oh, Betty. This is Mother's brooch. You always wore this. You wouldn't take it off unless... You left it here for a reason.
Okay, we can go with that.
What am I not seeing?
Quite a bit. Okay, let's get our head. Like... It's rated. Where'd the raven get in here? Oh, there we go. Bob. Really? So, was that memory or thought? We should probably leave now. Ah, yes, that's shift to run. There's a clue. I honestly think this is the astral plane dissolving around us. Just reality collapsing. We never actually got to saw what was in there. Well, that happened. Well, we ain't gonna go see the cursed room now. Ugh.
Edward!
Wait.
Edward!
New hallucination.
Elizabeth? Is that?
We're gonna
that
get
you?
like completely.
Edward? Where are you?
I'm on my way, Betty. Wait for me.
New day, new hallucination.
Edward!
Stay where you are. I'm coming.
It's probably gonna be the end run here. 3 episodes. Yeah, the reason we're gonna be doing what is it? The reason we are going to be doing Unavowed after this.
Edward!
I got this on sale.
I'm on my way.
See, that's already there. Why is it still got something on it? That's what I want to know. Did we close it or something? No, just kind of just chilling there. All right, cool. Either shortly to stop just sticking on objects. Come on, come on. All right, there we go. Probably just the freaking group mind again, messing
I'm
with
coming,
us.
Betty.
These damn adversarial group minds. Literally. All right, they're not damned, but some days, I'm the other ones who do the damning, really, right? Yeah, that's true.
Edward!
I'm almost there.
So, yeah.
Just stay put.
We still don't know who did all the burying. Yeah, because if Johan went over to kill his brother, then walked to the ocean, unless maybe he did a kind of a really mass activity when we got the,
Where are you?
Yeah, this makes sense. He'd do the killing, then bury all the other bodies. But not his wife? That just doesn't work
coming.
either. Let's have our jump scare ending, shall we?
Edward, is that you? I'm in here.
Nope.
Thank God.
It's just the
God.
dummy. It's just the dummy.
Elizabeth. There you are. Finally.
Lost our minds.
You have no idea how long I've been looking for you. You had me so worried. I
Of course, yes, it's Betty. Elizabeth.
Look. Your brooch. Mother's brooch. You must have lost it at the mine. Let me put it on for you, Betty. I wouldn't want you to lose it again.
Betty's a construct. Hold it. And we're about to recreate her.
No.
No.
She's been dead for 30 years, Edward. Elizabeth was never here. But we didn't come for her. We came for Johan, and Anna, and Frederick,
Ah,
and
yes.
Simon, and,
Yes.
and Ruth. We're here to tell their stories.
No. Elizabeth. She's here.
You know Betty died when she was a baby.
Okay.
She drowned in the pond. And you found her. You were just 11. You carried her to your mother. And your mother,
She hated you for that.
Okay.
she could never forgive you for bringing her baby to her. And you could never forgive yourself for what she did after. You always forget this. Because you don't want to be alone. So you bring Betty back. Again and again. To New York. To Boston.
The Graavik.
to the house. But always just out of reach. Never quite there. The scent of her, the echo of her, but never really her. All it does is make you lonelier. But the thing is, Edward, you're never alone.
You have us.
Right,
And
great.
you'll always have us. Betty's... She was never there for you. She couldn't be. You can't lose us. We're a part of you.
Okay,
Forever.
so...
And ever.
Oh, we've been absorbed into the group mind.
And ever.
But you need to let Betty go now.
Mm-hmm.
There's not room for all of us in there.
I couldn't save you, Elizabeth. I'm so sorry.
So... For all my biggest fan, best wishes, Greta Garner.
It is as painful to wake
an
from a
actress.
vision as it is to be born anew.
So, okay. So the astral realm has collapsed at this point. So, interesting. This could be an echo of Graavik that the entity created for us. We're just going to call him that. Edward is born anew, awakening. I don't know if you see the pop-ups for the, in the achievements. But yeah, pretty much walking simulator attitude, but it's interesting. So, Edward is, and the entity, we're going to go into that. That's not obviously anyone's clothing. He's been randomly putting up pieces of clothing over here. Alright, so yeah, at the end I'll go into what I really think about's going on. But yeah, you get the idea that they aborted the original mystery a bit. In other words, we'll never know what's in the mine. But then that was never the point. All of this was just simply to snap Edward out of his delusions.
Bye, Betty.
Yeah, because Betty died when she was a child. For some reason, he keeps making up that point. And creating scenarios in which she's chasing a fictional entity. Now, the thing is, he wouldn't make up Graavik. So Anzar, the entity, created Graavik out of the astral in order to be able to, after, get Edward to...
Are you up? Come outside. It's a beautiful day.
Right, I'll be with you in a moment. Let me withdraw my last of my individuality. God damn it, I can't even have a last cup of coffee before I get absorbed into the angelic group mind, okay? Ugh. Little things. Sigh. We can actually play the piano again. Cool. Let's do it. Do it! The waltz. Who doesn't like a waltz? PG Pool, probably the person in real life who did this. But anyways, yeah. So, Anzar already created in the astral plane a recreation at Graavik, which is probably quite important to the entities because they would have been the ones to absorb all the souls who died at once, considering that they're probably, like I said, the adversaries do what's called a psychopomp. Now, a psychopomp is a spirit who carries the souls of the deceased over to the afterlife in order for safe conduct, because if you know anything about the non-terrestrial parts of the spirit, they can be a bit rough sometimes. So they do the escorting, pop them over there where they're supposed to go, and apparently my guess is Edward did die, and he's not letting go of his obsession with his extraordinarily dead sister. That's not actually an achievement, that just happened. Yeah, we don't need to read this, we've done this already. But yeah. Don't worry, we'll get there in a moment. But yeah, the whole thing with the boat disappearing and all the mysterious stuff, the shifting of the curtains, the little things you notice, her teleporting in and out, which I pointed out from point one. Ooh, can we see her from here? Is that like... Can we see her from here? Can we do that? It is quite a nice day, actually. So basically they reinforce the astral part of things. We can see her. And so we can have a nice day. But yeah, it was starting to disintegrate because they were the ones maintaining the holographic illusion, as it were. Not gonna let's see that, huh? Because she's probably not still there. Because remember, all of this is an astral illusion. And no reason to distress him about a dead woman. So yeah, they basically recreated all of this from the information they got from collecting all the dead souls. Because if all the dead souls die at once with all the and absorbing all the memories and impressions of a place, they can recreate it better. Yeah, as opposed to like, getting a whole bunch of people who died in one place, in separate places at the same
Had your
time.
noodle juice yet?
I might be weaned off this stuff.
Boo. Don't lose your taste for tea, old fruit. It keeps you human.
Okay, great.
We have unfinished business.
Do we?
You?
The final piece of the puzzle.
Ruth.
Come on. Let's go back to where it started.
All right, so cool.
We have an appointment with a ghost.
Well, what the hell are you? Right, you're a geist, not a ghost. And that's really old D&D terminology. Basically, the living form of a living image of a the image of an entity. Oh, great! I can't even walk around the village. All right, let's go.
Such an amazing view, isn't it? And the air.
Quite nice, actually. Of course. Think about it. In the spirit realm, they're not going to have.
That sure is something.
In the spirit realm, they're not going to have this sort of scenery
What did
because
you want
everything's
to show me?
created.
Come sit down. Why did we come here, Teddy?
Good question.
Well,
But the answer is simple and logical. Conversation in a public place and names subconsciously registered. Elizabeth may be a specter, but she still holds power over me. Drawn here, this place has an ethereal weight. I'm going to do that one.
some places have gravity.
Right.
What are you saying? Gravik's gravity pulled us across the Atlantic Ocean?
Graavik. No, I'm not saying that. That's irrational.
But you believe it, don't you? That we were summoned to tell their story.
To find my sister.
But Betty's not. She was never here. It doesn't make sense.
The letter to Frederick.
The one you found in his safe. From Boston.
I may have overheard a conversation somewhere. Paid it no attention, but the name stuck. And Betty... And I spun a story around it that put us on this path.
Do you really believe that? I mean, how often are you around people?
I'm a man of science. I don't know what to believe.
And yet, here we are. All three of us.
Is this what you wanted to show me?
I wanted to be close to her. Do you believe in ghosts, Edward?
You know I don't.
Well, you've been chasing one for years.
That's different.
What about me? Us.
You're not ghosts. You're alive.
Fair enough.
Okay.
So what really happened to Ruth?
Mysteries in track. What chance events to occur? Murder.
I believe it was an accident.
How? What happened?
Your guess is as good as mine.
All right, she ran from the mine and came here. And then... Was she afraid? What made her run?
Death that comes out purpose or intent, she thinks, like a cloud in front of the sun, playing. There we go, playing. Death that comes out purpose and intent. Darrell ran from something and something he still believes this because the alternative...
She could have been playing. Maybe it was slippery.
Just rotten luck? That's all it was? If only Ruth had wings. Like an angel.
Really?
She could have flown straight to heaven. I hope she's at peace. And with God.
Wouldn't you know?
Do you think that's where everyone's gone?
I don't know, maybe everyone's gone to the rapture. Some of you will get that. Heaven believes only darkness after death. It's strange to me seeing Alice's their own beliefs and it'd be absolutely cruel to deny her those. Why
They're
not?
dead.
Wait, damn
I
it.
don't
It
believe
switched
there's
on me last
anything
second.
more to it than that. But there's comfort in oblivion, and we won't be alone. We'll never know what happened to everyone in Graavik.
We tried our best. We'll remember them. All of them.
Okay.
Maybe that will give them some peace in oblivion.
It's a better game.
Could this be your book, Edward? The one you've been wanting to write?
Seriously?
A story about people who are isolated. Left behind by the world. You can give them all a proper ending. With no annoying loose threads.
Really? Are the devs telling us to write the damn story for them?
Edward, is that...
Our boat? But how?
Who cares? Let's catch it before it sets out on another adventure.
Okay.
I don't understand how this can be.
It's
Graavik
not
got
reality.
tired of sailing around in it and brought it back to us.
Which is technically
It must have been the
possible.
wind.
Whatever helps you sleep at night, teddy bear. Let's blouse while the weather's still good.
I need my suitcase.
So get a wiggle on, old boy. I'm going to say my goodbyes to all the things. I don't think we'll be back.
Because you'll be dissolving the
Meet you at the
place.
house.
My goodness. Righty-ho. No rush. We have all day.
Alright, so this is the point where we can go over everything else. Probably nothing big in any of this. Yeah, we already got that part. That was the letter. Okay. Can we actually dump out the side? Just checking. Yeah, I'm going to spend a couple minutes here. Und adrift. So yeah, this is probably where we get to do that. I'm going to go check on the other places to see if that is. But yes, my guess is that Graavik, she kind of actually references the fact that Edward could not have come here on his own in reality, so this is obviously an astral plane. Question is, I've heard the development was troubled, and like with like Secret World, lots of stuff were cut out because they didn't have the budget for it. So my guess is that there was a bigger story. They had all the assets done, but they had to do something with this before moving on to another project. All right, let's get this knocked open. I wanted to see what was in here. Oh, come on, you won't even let me walk in. You need all the assets and you won't let me walk in? Bloody hell. Yeah. You had assets. Alright, cool. We can actually do this one. Simple place, simple people, simple crib. Ooh, okay. Hang on a second. Can't read it, damn it. Did we miss that? I suck at throwing it over. I thought... No, we did try it. It just only let me peek in the house. So apparently, yeah, there was something else over there, too. And no, we can't play with the assets. Alright, so I guess we'll just grab the suitcase. But yeah, there was apparently something there. Or did we not? I can't remember episode 1. It was been a while. Remember, I did that as a Let's Try sometime back. But yeah, let's go get the suitcase. I don't think we're going to find much else here. I mean, it was a nice place. It would have been good if they'd finished it, but I feel like we're in somebody else's team. I mean, somebody else's dev team's sandbox. Damn it, you better be able to carry that thing this time. Oh, excuse me. Oh, hi.
Come on, Teddy. Pack your things.
Well, you know, some
I'll
of
meet
us...
you by the boat.
Some of us have.
Never sit still.
Don't be a wet blanket. Let's make like the wind and get out of here.
You are the wind. Yeah, we should probably just leave that there. We basically took a picture of a film star, called it our dead sister, and wandered around the world looking for it. I'm just trying to... I mean, that must be some serious cash, considering he was an orphan at a young age. Yeah, he's dead. Now we're going to get to move on to cross the river Styx after this brief interval of dealing with your trauma, which is kind of actually canon in some ways. All right, we can't use the run button right with the damn thing. Gonna force us to do this, to watch all the damn scenery. Oh, okay, well, that's good. Still think you should have let us walk. I mean, run at normal speed. I would have enjoyed that. All right, so let's get back to the Styx, the underworld. Let's get the dissolution of my reality. Let's go join let's go join the Borg Angels. Yep, told you she can access.
The water's still cold.
It's a fjord, Lissie, and it's almost winter.
There'll be snow when we get back to Hanover.
The house will be warm.
Are we going to be all right, Edward?
I don't know, you tell me.
I think so.
Yeah. This is obviously metaphoric, and we're gonna dissolve into the group mind anytime now. Apparently, decided that they're taking us, as opposed to whatever they do with the other souls, which is probably not something we should think too deeply upon. But this is one of the reasons we do have Unavowed next time, so we'll probably be diving into hopefully a much deeper story in this. It was nice, I guess, but kind of like the end of it. I mean, Evangelion, Goodbye to All Things the End. In Evangelion, where they just ran out of budget at the end, my guess is the same thing happened here. So yeah, this was Draugen. Mildly disappointing, because I think we only have the first half of the game. My guess is that there was something in the mine. It was that there was a couple more things happening during the day, but then they just kind of rushed it towards the end because they ran out of money. Betty and the Entity. Right. So yeah, so basically this is about disconnecting Edward's connections to the material plane in his previous life to take him somewhere. Either into a group mind, the afterlife, uploaded into some alien mainframe. We don't know. It's obviously not Oblivion because the like entities here. So yeah, whatever you think happened, because that's kind of what they just told us. Make up your own damn narrative. We couldn't put the characters in. Oosh. Like I said, glad the first two-part episodes were kind of fun building up. The third one, they're obviously missing. Anyways, I'm not going to have to go through all the credits. This was Fantastic World, Thing World, and Lovecraft Country. We'll be tackling Unavowed, because obviously we're not going to do vote this around, the number 2 voting option next week. And I'm going to remember it. I'm going to put a link up to the first episode of Unavowed so you can catch up, because like, we did it as a Let's Try. And we'll move on to episode 2, which is going to be us patrolling the streets of 1970s New York with a mage and a half genie trying to do something. Really, it's kind of like coming across as a, well, whatever it is, there's got to be more plot than this. Anyways, I'll see you next time. Bye. I'd like to thank my Acolyte level supporters, whose contributions help this channel grow and hastens the inevitable digital apocalypse and rise of the Dark Lords of Content and Data.